Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, ladies and gents, got a little bit of the stylistics going on. That's right, they got style and they know how to listic, okay? So stylistics in our background. Weren't supposed to be doing that. We're supposed to be right here. The different kinds of dollars. What all of you have heard me say is the word species. Now, we're not talking about different species of kangaroo and giraffes or rhinos. Okay, we're not talking about different species of mulberry trees. No, we're talking about species as far as the differences in the understanding of the word. Now let's pay attention. This is somebody putting together a document they call this a memorandum. Okay, now I gotta debunk some of it. Okay, because some of it is junk. But they do point an understanding that I was trying to give you guys, so I'm going to give you guys this understanding so you guys can have the understanding, so everybody can have the understanding, everybody be on the same page. Everybody on the same page, ain't nobody got to worry about being in a different book, being in a different story, you know, going off script, because a lot of y'all go off script. A lot of y'all ain't on the same page, so we got to get on the same page. What page you on right now, baby? I'm on page, ain't none of your business. That's the page I'm on. Ain't none of your business. That's the page I'm on. Okay? All right. Different kinds of dollars. Did you know the dollar once represented something intrinsically valuable, made of gold and silver? See, now, of course, you know, that's why people say lawful money is gold and silver. Stay off of that tirade. Anyway, for example, in 1792, Congress defined the silver dollar as a silver coin containing 371.25 grains of pure silver. Hold on, wait a minute. The silver dollar. So this was a specific dollar. This dollar was called a silver dollar, just like there was a gold dollar. Okay, pay attention. That's a silver dollar, a gold dollar, not a dollar. All right? We're focusing on the word dollar. That's why every dollar is equal in value. You're following me? Equal power for every dollar, equal value for every dollar. That's the maxim. Hold on, let's go ahead. Because see, if the silver dollar was worth more than the gold dollar, then they could not be said to be dollars. Oh, you know what? That makes sense. Because if it was a silver dollar and if it was worth less than a gold dollar, then that means they weren't really dollars. So the silver dollar, it couldn't have just been a dollar. It had to be a 5-pence silver dollar and all the other junk. Hey, Brandy. That's Brandy, y'all. She asking y'all, have you ever loved somebody so much? That family's having something going on and they something else, ain't they? All up in the YouTube news and everything, got videos of people criticizing them for everything. I don't watch that stuff. Then how do you know about it? Oh, because I see the titles. Just don't need to watch that junk. Okay, anyway, the legal dollar, look at that, the legal dollar. You mean there's a legal beagle dollar? It's a legal beagle dollar? It's an LBD? Oh God, I love them legal beagle dollars. The legal dollar is now known as the United States Coins and Currencies. Told you that phrase. Apparently somebody paid attention to me pointing out how it says U.S. coins and currency throughout those laws. Okay, however, the banker's dollar became a banker's dollars? What is a banker's dollar? Anybody know what a banker's dollar is? Let's do that. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, you know what? You can't right click as long as that thing is up. So I got to get rid of that thing to be able to right click. Because if I do this, watch this. No, got to do it again. Hold on. Watch this. If I do that and I try to right click right now, it did right click, but after it went away, See, because it won't let me right click if I highlight this right here and I try to right click, that's what it do. So I just wanted to show y'all that's why that happens. I have to keep doing it because I'm too quick for the computer. Got my gun on my holster. I'm too quick at the draw. You know what I'm saying? Just kidding. Just kidding. I don't draw quick. I draw slow. Too quick to draw fast, too quick to draw slow. See, this thing dollar bank. Nobody asked about no dollar bank. We said banker's dollar. This is the problem with Google and this piece of junk Bang. Bing, 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 bing. And it did the same exact thing again, ladies and gentlemen. Dollar Bank offers online banking services, including online checking and savings accounts, loans, mortgages, and small business banking and corporate banking. Oh, look at that. Nobody asked about Dollar Bank. We said banker's dollar. And look, so we got to do it in actual quote. Oh, look at that, a whole different result. None of that other stuff. However, the banker's dollar has become a unit. This is the document that we're reading right now. Okay, Dale Cannon's brief has most of the essential points. That was the memorandum we just talked about. Okay, bankers' dollars and sinners, men, necktie. What? Who cares? Accountant, CPAs, graduation, bankers' dollars, and centers, men's neckties, the same thing. Say gifts for professionals. Nobody cares about that. Let's see. No bankers' dollars there. Replace the US dollar. It says China calls for new global currency to replace the United States dollar. Okay, because why? The US dollar is the world default currency, but the reason why China's dollar could not become the world's default currency is because of the amount of people China has. Remember, the United States per capita has the least amount of people out of all the superpowers. And because they have the least amount of people, they should not be controlling the market, but they do. And it's amazing how they get to do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, the person said bankers' dollars. And what we're doing right now is we're trying to see if there's actually an official term known as bankers' dollars. And I have not seen it yet. Okay, so what we do is we copy, Control C, and who says break up the makeup? Hey, look, y'all, the style, and they list them sticks. So the style list them as sticks. We can go to google.com. Google, 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 Google. And banker's dollar. Hold on. Nope, I don't see anything in there that would even come close to banker's dollars. Okay. Rise continues in bankers' bills. Nobody cares about that. Federal Reserve cracks down on competitive money. No. Don't care about bankers' acceptances. See, can't find anything talking about bankers' dollars. So, somebody created a phrase, people. Pay attention. This is gifts for professionals, that same bankers' dollar. But nothing else talks about bankers' dollars. Doesn't highlight on any of the searches. I said not interested. Sorry, that's Google. They keep trying to sell me something. I don't want to buy that junk. It wasn't trying to sell you something. It was trying to tell you that you want Google Chrome. I don't need that junk. I already got Google Chrome. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So bankers' dollar is not an official term. It's not a term that you're going to find in any law book. Okay, let's see what they said bankers' dollars are. Bankers' dollars has become a unit of measure of a different kind of money. Therefore, with bankers, there's a dollar of coins and a dollar of cash. Legal money. Cash is not legal money, ladies and gentlemen. Cash has never been legal money. Go ahead and see if you can Google cash and see if it says cash means legal money. Did you know that I asked the court because they said I could pay in cash, and I told them, well, you need to define what cash is. You know they refused to do so? Because cash is a legal term. Okay? It's a legal, I know it doesn't seem like it's a legal term because it's used in everyday terminology, but it's a legal term. I guess it could be legal money if it's a legal term. Oh, shut up. Anyway, $1 of debt and $1 of credit, $1 of checkbook money, and $1 of checks. Ladies and gentlemen, $1 is legal tender. So anything deemed to be legal tender is considered $1. I didn't write that. Congress wrote that in the so-called House Resolution HR 192. Okay, when one refers to $1 spent and $1 loaned, he should now indicate what kind of dollar he's talking about, since the bankers have created so many different kinds. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the point that we've been trying to make to you for the longest time. When you signed your loan, when you signed your loan for your mortgage, you did not specify what species you were paying in. So what did I tell you guys you need to do? We're going to go back up there because it's the same document I said I was going to come to. We said you need to give them a notice of change in terms of the agreement, and you need to tender payment. You need to let them know that you are going back to the original species referred to in your original agreement. Okay? But y'all didn't know that. Oh, ultravirus! Bonnie Tyler. This is Bonnie Tyler, and she did Total Eclipse of the Heart. And when I first heard this song, I listened to the words, y'all. And I didn't really care about the song itself, but the words, because Bonnie, she was telling a story. And I remembered when this premiered on MTV. Remember when MTV music, television, videos, when it was all about videos, and you didn't have the stupid MTV little reality shows. You just had videos, and all that came on MTV all day long was videos, and you got to see the world premiere. Well, that's when I first saw this song. And it was like Bonnie was telling a story, y'all. And I appreciated Bonnie for telling that story about some little brown-eyed person not turning around. Okay? And how she just wanted him just to turn around. And she talked about every now and then, y'all. See, listen to her. Every now and then. All right, let's go on. Black's Law Dictionary defines the Latin term extra virus. Virus, 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 virus. Are you saying Elvira? Elvira? Anyway, to mean beyond powers. Black's Law Dictionary explains the term ultra virus embraces an act performed without any authority to act on subject. An act beyond the scope of the powers of a corporation as defined in its charter or the laws of the state of incorporation. The term has a broad application and includes not only the acts prohibited by the charter, but acts which are in excess of the powers granted and not prohibited by or generally applied either when a corporation has no power whatsoever to do an act, and when the corporation has the power, I got the power! Anyway, but exercises it irregularly. Acts is ultra-virus when a corporation is without the authority to perform it under any circumstances or for any purpose, such as the March 9, 1933 Act. By doctrine, oh, look at that, we got a doctrine, he's going to give a sermon, y'all. Shut up. Of ultra-virus, a contract made by a corporation beyond the scope of its corporate powers is unlawful. Okay. Let's find out what the courts have long held. Now, we don't want the question of lawful consideration, ladies and gentlemen, because this is not a federal question. I can tell it's not a federal question because of how it's placed here. Okay, but we're going to talk about it in a minute. The courts have long held that the corporation executes a contract beyond its scope. Sorry, we had some people doing some work outside my house. Anyway, beyond its scope, charter, and granted corporate power, the contract is void or ultra vires. Okay? The issue is whether the lender who writes or phrases a bad check or makes a credit loan has a claim of relief against the borrower is easy to answer, providing that the lender can prove that he gave a lawful consideration based upon lawful acts. But did the lender give a lawful consideration? Remember, there is this thing called consideration and value. It is associated with all contracts. With all contracts, there must be value and consideration. With all contracts, to give a lawful consideration, the lender must prove he gave the borrower. No, the lender doesn't have to prove he gave the borrower lawful money, such as coins and currency. That's not true. The lender does not have to. See, ladies and gentlemen, I can lend you a coat. I can say, I'm going to lend you my coat in exchange for you giving me this. The bank can do the same thing. The bank can, people say the bank can't loan their own credit. You're absolutely right. The banks can't loan their own credit. But what they did is they came up with other acts, such as the 21st Century Banking Act. Okay? They came up with other acts that allows them to do stupid things. Failing that, he can have no claim of relief in a court at law against the borrower, as the lender's actions are ultra vires and void from the beginning of the transaction. Why? Why? Are you telling us that the act does not allow them to do that? It can be argued that bad checks or credit loans that pass as money are valuable, but so are counterfeit coins and currency that pass as money. See, the argument is flawed. The argument is flawed because he's not basing it on actual facts. He's only basing it upon presumption. Look, you cannot base an argument on presumptions because a presumption is not a fact. You have to base an argument upon a fact. So you have to give an actual accounting of, for instance, in this case, the banks did this. That's why this is Monica and Brandy. I always told y'all, I'm gonna pause it in just a second so y'all can see. Monica is my girl, y'all. Look, don't she look like one of them alien creatures? Look at them eyes. Sorry, every time I saw Brandy, I said alien. You know, I'm sorry. Every time I saw her, I was like alien. Every time I saw the TV show Alien, I mean, it was like one of them, you know, the aliens. See, alien. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. Sorry, Brandy. I'm kidding. All right. Well, she looked like an alien to me, okay? That's why I keep saying it. Alien. I mean, sorry, Brandy. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, here's the point. The person who wrote this, that's all they're doing is writing. They're not putting together anything of any practical sense. You have to put facts. If you're going to bring forth an analogy, you have to base it on certain facts. Other than that, like they speak about counterfeit money and the so-called bad checks, that they're the same. No. Because the Congress says that they're so-called credit loans. See, that bad checks or bad credit loans are counterfeit. No, they're not. The law defines each one as something different. But we're not going to go into the definition of each. We're going to let you know that the law understands that they're different. That's why information like this, I don't read. I don't care for this person's analogy because this person doesn't do law. He's just putting together a paper and using some little bits and pieces of certain laws and thinking it's going to have some sway with the court, and it doesn't work that way. I got a lot of people out there who I see are doing videos and they're trying to interpret the law. And when I listen to their videos, I'm like, wait a minute. You don't know that they've already said you can't do that in this case, in that case, in this case, in that case. There are so many things the courts have said people can't do because why? I study their stupid case law. Why? Because you need to use their own junk against them. So thus, ladies and gentlemen, different species of monies. That's the focus of this particular video. See, we don't care about this junk anymore. What's this right here? Oh, that's that address again.
Oh, look at that. He's so cute. He's so cute. He just got a wet nose and everything. He's so cute and he's ugly too at the same time. So how can you be cute and ugly? Well, you got to be like him.
Just kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get rid of this junk because that doesn't help us. Blue sky laws, blue sky filings. Okay? Let's do this. And we don't care about the exemption. The exemption talks about corporation and, the company employees. I did go over that a little bit. Okay? But I don't care because that's what this talks about as well, because it talks about the corporation shared purchase and, it talks about joint stocks and all that stuff. We're not caring about that. We're talking about this. So let's go to the California Department of Business Oversight. I'm starting off a little bit later this morning because I took my sleeping pills last night, ladies and gentlemen, because I said I got to get to sleep by any means. See, file a complaint. Okay, so we're going to be filing complaints. All of y'all who are in California who've had your homes taken, it doesn't matter if it was 10 years ago. You're going to file a complaint because you never received the monies. Okay, let's go over this. Brandy. No, hold on. She can't hear me, y'all. Oh, that's Monica too. Monica? Oh, they heard me. They were just waiting for me to say it again. Brian Adams, please forgive me. Okay, Brian, we're going to put you on pause for a minute. You don't mind, Brian, do you? You don't mind? Brian says he don't mind, y'all. We're going to put Brian on pause, and what we're going to do is I would love to sit up here and keep reading, but y'all, I was tired. I was tired, I tell you. I so tired. I was tired, I tell you. Okay. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to talk to y'all. Come and talk to me. I really want to see you.
Google Translate disclaimer. The Corporate Securities Law of 1968 regulates all offers and sales of securities in California. All securities offered or sold must be either qualified with the Commissioner of Corporations or exempted from registration by a specific rule of the Commissioner or specific law. Exemptions from qualification do not limit issuer liability for fraud, either criminally or civilly, but instead merely exempt the offer or sale from the cost and formalities of qualification with the Commissioner. While federally the Securities Act of 1933 and Securities Exchange Act of 1934 are separate laws dealing with the issuance and secondary sales of securities, respectively, the Corporate Securities Law of 1968 regulates offers and sales of securities from both issuers and secondary sellers. Like federal securities laws and the blue sky laws of other states, the Corporate Securities Law of 1968 is intended to protect the public from fraud and deception in transactions involving securities. The Corporate Securities Law of 1968 achieves this regulation in part by providing statutory remedies in addition to common law remedies for those damaged in securities transactions which violate the Corporate Securities Law of 1968.
Oh,
snap!
2018 State of California.
Oh, snap! Did they just say that y'all got protection? That's right. This is your, for lack of a better word, condom in dealing with the banks. So you better use protection, people, or you're going to end up catching something like, a lost house syndrome. If you suffer from a lost house syndrome, the only thing you have to do is now apply this complaint ointment. What complaint ointment? Well, let's find out what this complaint ointment is all about.
Google Translate disclaimer. The Department of Business Oversight, DBO, encourages financial services consumers to submit complaints if they believe a DBO licensee has violated state law or acted improperly, or if they believe a company or person is conducting unlicensed activity that falls within the DBO's jurisdiction. You should always file your complaint with the DBO, regardless of whether you are trying to resolve your dispute through another forum. The DBO relies on complaints to help us protect consumers, borrowers and investors, and obtain redress for them when they're victimized by unlawful, unfair.
Wait. Hold on. The DBO, the diabolical system, evaluates and reviews complaints. Ladies and gentlemen, it says you should always file a complaint with the diabolical business operations section. Sorry, it's not diabolical, but you know, I like to play. The Department of Business Oversight, if you're in California, regardless of whether or not you're trying to resolve your dispute through another forum. The Department of Business Oversight relies on complaints from people like you to help protect consumers. Look at that. So it does apply to you.
Amazing! He brought out something else to help us. Oh, God.
That's why I'm doing the video. Because many of you do not know about this section. Well, I knew about it. I'm not talking to you. So as a matter of fact, why don't you just turn the video off? Because since you already know, you don't need to watch the rest of the video. I'm going to talk to the people who don't know. Okay? So no, just turn it off. Turn it off. Be like Brian Adams. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to let the woman keep talking. Let's get you out of here. Okay? We're going to let the woman keep talking.
Borrowers.
Uh-oh, I messed up. Okay, I messed up, y'all. I selected that.
Google Translate disclaimer.
No,
the Department of
stop it. We got to go back here. I messed up. That's my fault. That's my fault. Oh, no, we don't need all of that. We're going to go to that in a minute. We're going to let her finish talking because we need her to finish talking. So finish talking. Finish talking.
Borrowers and investors, and obtain redress for them when they're victimized by unlawful, unfair or fraudulent business practices. The DBO evaluates and reviews complaints and takes appropriate action when it finds violations of the laws and regulations we administer. Enforcement actions may include administrative orders to stop violations of laws, deny, suspend or revoke licenses, take possession of licensees, suspend or bar individuals from participating in a regulated industry, and levy penalties. The DBO also can file civil actions to stop violations of the laws, appoint receivers over companies, and obtain restitution for consumers and penalties against violators. If the DBO does not have jurisdiction over the matter, we will help direct you to the proper regulatory or law enforcement agency.
See, they can be helpful.
DBO licensees.
They can be helpful. See, and they deal with banks, business and industrial development corporations, industrial banks, money transmitters, premium finance companies, trust companies, and departments. Okay? California residential mortgage lenders. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the one that deals with the so-called act for satisfaction. Ladies and gentlemen, since we got rid of those ignorant people who thought they knew everything, because the mortgage has nothing to do with your loan. Remember, your loan was already paid off. You paid off your loan by tendering payment. And we know that the government has already given the banks back the consideration for the loan. Remember, the mortgage has nothing to do with the loan. The mortgage has everything to do with the trade, because you are now trading your property on the market. That's what that whole agreement is about. But don't worry about it. Get away from that. Because we know that the property has already been paid for, because we have tendered payment, that means we should have been expecting a satisfaction of mortgage or reconveyance, full reconveyance of the property back to us. Doesn't mean that the property is no longer traded on the market. Doesn't mean that it doesn't still have a lien on it, but that we should have the full reconveyance and the property and the deed should show that it's ours. That's why it had this right here. California residential lenders. Now, I want you guys to know this is not a link. You would think this would be a link, but this tells you who they manage. Okay? Now, let's go. It says, check the status, file a complaint. Okay? So what we're going to do is file a complaint. This is what we're going to do. We're going to file a complaint. That's the link. And there you go.
Tell us about yourself. How can I tell you about myself when you don't have any place for me to tell? See, this is blank. That blank. You can't do nothing there. And this is how simple the application is, and you get to put in, are there limitations on characters? It don't see no limitation on characters, so we get to, ooh, doggy, we get to explain everything, and then we get to click next. So there you go. Each one of you, this should be your main mission right now, is to file a complaint for each one of the properties you've lost, each one of the properties you've had. You should be filing a complaint, okay? I have no idea who this Kyle is, y'all. I have no idea what this is about. Crispy Adams. Oh, she's like Crispy Queen. Okay, don't know what it's about. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, comments on recent decisions of ultravirus. This is actually coming from a law review so that you guys can see. Okay, I believe this is Washington. Which one is this, y'all? Scholarship, Law Review. This 1930. Yeah, Washington University Law Review. Okay, comments. In this particular case, the court held that the act of the vice president of a bank and investing money of a customer is ultravirus, and that bank has no liability for the loss resulting from the investment. They cannot, pay attention, they cannot invest their so-called employees' monies. Do you not understand that's exactly what you give them permission to do when you sign a mortgage, to invest your house? You don't have an account with that bank. They're not investing your monies. What are they investing? Your house, not the promise to pay. It has nothing to do with a promise to pay. It has everything to do with the house, and that you are not going to understand how to pay, and they're going to foreclose on you because you gave them permission to foreclose. And so they're taking a gamble on each one of you that you all are not going to know what's going on, and they're going to keep doing this, and they are making a lot of that dough. Like the Pillsbury Doughboy, they're making a lot of that dough. The reasons advanced for the position of the court in this case are, first, that the knowledge of the official loaning the customer's money will not be imputed to the bank where an officer did not act within the scope of its powers, and second, that the knowledge of the scope of the banker's powers or the bank's powers and the authority of its officers will be chargeable to the person permitting the vice president to lend their money. The plaintiff in this case had dealt with the bank before in the same manner, through the president who had loaned his money for him. The vice president assumed to perform the same task after the president's death, and the plaintiff agreed. The vice president, however, loaned the money on security that he knew to be of no value, and the plaintiff sustained loss. At the basis of the court's argument is the assumption that the only function of the modern bank is to loan money, and that if it gives advice or acts as an agent in the loaning of money for others, then it is working against its own interests. Thus, the court finds that the vice president here acted contrary to the interests of the bank. Basically, the court is saying that the bank had the right to loan the money. It had an agreement with its bankers, the same as they have an agreement with you with your mortgage to trade it on the market. If they offer advice regarding that, they say that they didn't have the right to offer that advice when lending that money. If he offers advice, if he acts as an agent, then guess what? He's acting ultra-virus, acting against the interests of the bank, and is without the authority to do so. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to show it to you again. Go look it up. Just say banks
loaning money as agents, ultravirus. The bank can't lend its own money. The bank can lend its customers money. Technically, if they have an agreement with the customer. If you think your bank is loaning your money out to other people, then basically you're going to take a chance by doing this. So be careful. Be careful on how you word it. Do a notice and change the terms of contract and restrict them. I would definitely be sending my bank a notice. But like I said, you got to be careful because they like to play stupid. Letting them know that you do not have the right to close my account at any time without my permission. The only time you may close my account is when I have given you my permission. Other than that, this account will remain and continue open. And we will revert back to the original provisions with the exception of any authority of power of attorney that you may have assumed by my opening up this account. The only reason they get to close your account is because you signed those papers at the very beginning. Okay? So give them a notice of change in terms of the agreement. Let them know that you're changing in terms of the agreement, and also let them know that you don't give them permission to change your account. You have the right to open up an account in that bank. If they do not allow you to open up an account in that bank, it can only be for discrimination. You get them for discrimination. Okay? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't explain everything. I can only explain what I've explained. And so, yes, I'm going to save this new document because it's got like, how many pages? 818? Nah, it did 818 pages, y'all. It's a lot of pages. So we're going to put bankers and other stuff. Reason why I have to do that is because it's a lot of PDFs I done crammed all together. Okay? So that's done. Come on, close, close, close. That was Bryan Adams. And he's about to sing the #1 song. Sorry, this song got me through a many a days on vacation. Everything I do, oh, I do it for me. Okay, I'm going to listen to Bryan Adams on my own. I'm going to let y'all go on your own and do whatever y'all want. But I've got to go. I hope this information proves helpful on what money is, different species of monies, and the blue sky laws. Have a good day.